Welcome back, I am the narrator. Departing from Qiemo, I continue on to Ruoqiang, Nanjiang. The most distinctive feature along the roadside is this desert gobi. Large expanses of desert can actually be found even when not on the desert highway. The scenery along the roadside is also like this. On the highway, they are removing sand. I have only seen snow removal before. This is the first time I've seen sand removal. It seems that the entire roadway needs to be cleared as it has been completely buried. Passing through Ruoqiang County at noon, I came to take a look and have a meal. This place is said to be particularly famous for its red dates. The watermelon and melon are especially delicious. The fruits here are truly exceptional. It's both cheap and sweet, and there are all kinds of melons. There are grapes. At noon, let's have some mixed rice. After finishing, for lamb pulao, I really love this pulao. It's a very strange way of making it. It is boiled, stewed, stir-fried, and cooked with oil. So its flavor lies between the dry aroma of fried rice and the soft texture of steamed rice, creating a unique taste and fragrance. Then, adding the locally produced carrots, which have a sticky and sweet texture, along with the braised lamb, which is also a local specialty, particularly tender and fragrant, creates a complex flavor that is simply irresistible. This thing is also a local specialty, supporting the local people. I had particularly delicious pilaf in southern Xinjiang, and the taste was similar no matter which small restaurant I ate at. When I went to Urumqi, I found the flavors there to be a bit strange. It was just missing that certain something. The balance between the dry, fragrant fried rice and the soft, stewed rice is actually quite difficult to grasp. Plus, the flavor of the seasoning seems a bit different, so I couldn't quite capture that feeling of southern Xinjiang. I bought 2 large watermelons for 36 yuan. It's the kind that's big and sweet. I really feel that eating watermelon here is cheaper than drinking beverages. It's a few dozen kilometers out of Ruoqiang County. The endless wind and sand. The temperature is 42 degrees. Strictly speaking, this place is just outside Lapner. The core area is roughly in that direction, several hundred kilometers inward. I'm waiting for a ride by the roadside, making all the passing cars stop. Let a pair of heavy machinery enter Lapner. You know what I mean, but I won't take pictures. It's still quite spectacular. If you drive east for more than 100 kilometers, this place is called Hambliuge. This should be the border of southern Xinjiang near Qinghai. If you go a little further, you should reach Qinghai. This place is obviously different from the desertified landscape. Over in Hotan, these mountains, although quite barren, are still better than the desert. At an altitude of over 3,000 meters, there is a place with a rather complicated name, which is at the border of southern Xinjiang and Qinghai. I arrived in the Manga area of Qinghai province around 8 o'clock. This place, known as Mungai, is said to be one of the loneliest in China, as it is surrounded by at least several hundred kilometers of distance, making it one of the most remote locations in the country. There is nothing on the barren sandy desert. It's completely man-made, but it's related to something about oil. The sun hasn't set yet, but there is a huge wind blowing, and the sandstorm is quite heavy. The wind is very strong. Life in this place is not particularly joyful. Then I see that the people walking on the street are all wearing uniforms, those of the oil companies. It must be an oil city. Well, there is a Huatagong market, so let's go see what they are selling. The little rabbit thinks that those who can be seen at a glance wearing red clothes must all be oil workers. Dried fruits, such as apricots, grapes. Basically, it's all just daily necessities and essentials. In the northwest, hand-pulled lamb, haha, you must have a serving of Dongxiang hand-pulled lamb. The hand-pulled lamb at this place is incredibly delicious. The exquisite hand-pulled lamb is truly well made here. Lamb meat is not very commonly eaten in the inland areas, so many people may have no concept of how delicious lamb can be. For example, the hand-pulled lamb from the northwest is fresh and tender, while lamb prepared in the inland regions lacks this sensation. People may wonder how lamb can be both fresh and tender at the same time. But if you are in the northwest, on the Qinghai side or in Gansu, and you have tried their rib strips, which are exquisite, you will know what fresh and crispy really means. It is purely fresh and crispy, with just a hint of saltiness, completely devoid of any gamey taste. If you didn't tell someone this was lamb, they would not be able to identify it as lamb just based on the 3 flavors. The fatty meat is not fatty at all, and the lean meat is not tough either. The flavor is so good that even someone who doesn't love meat could easily eat a pound of it.